himona na yukpa. We didn't meet last Wednesday because I came to work and I couldn't get into the class. The class I had no connection to Avocast. So by the time I had JT come in and get the connections set up and everything, he had to call Avocast in California to get that done. It was about 10 minutes left in class, so we didn't have class that day. Then Friday I was attending a funeral or a memorial service, so that was why we didn't have class Wednesday. So this is our first meeting of the new year. Up on my paperwork here. Okay. Appreciate you people. You have been the more consistent. I think by the beginning of December, some had fallen out, and like I said, I appreciate you guys. Okay, Aaron says, Himaknitaka manti chanyuali chakali tatipasipugni tuklo akuchawa un tuklo himaknitakuchaya kapasa. I think it's kapasa everywhere. Himaknitaka manti chanyuali chakali tatipasipugni tuklo akuchawa un tuklo himaknitakuchaya uktusha. That's from Anthony. Tawana says, tatipasipugni tuklo akuchawa un tuklo. Hashitomi. Hashitomi is good. I'm not sure what our temperature is supposed to get to. I'm thinking it should be about 45. I think that's what I heard on the news last night, that it was supposed to get at least 45. And then the next few days it's supposed to get warmer. I know I had shared with you about losing a member of my church family and a good friend, and over the time that we were not here, my very dear friend, we have reconnected after about we met about 60 years ago, and we kind of dated through high school, and as he graduated from high school and I had a year to go, we parted company and found out together about a year ago, and he just lost his son the last day of the year, the 31st of, I'm sorry, it was the 30th of December. He lost his son, and I've been spending time with him. That's the memorial service I went to last Friday. So that was why we didn't have class Friday. According to my notes, we have not reviewed Part B on page 37. Is that what you guys have? Part B on page 37 has not been reviewed. I think everybody sent their work in, but we have not done the review on that. Okay, is that what you guys had in your notes, that we have not reviewed Part B? I think I deleted someone's Part B. So what I'm going to do is just give you the interpretations. I'm not receiving. Can y'all hear me? I'm not receiving any feedback from anyone. Okay. Okay, at least that tells me that you can hear me. Okay, good. That's the word that you couldn't hear me. Okay, that's what I have in my notes, that Part B has not been reviewed, or I think I put review Part B upon return in January. So we'll go ahead and do that, because my on the last day we met, we went over. So this is Part B on page 37. Number one. Number one is that big black horse is coming. That big black horse is coming. Okay, I'm going to go over the first three. Go ahead and type in another one. There are 10, so let's go ahead and 5 here. Okay, number one. Number one is that big black horse is coming. That big black horse is coming. And keep in mind when we have noun phrases that have more than one word, you're going to put this in complete reverse. That big black horse. Isuba, Lusa, Chito, Mat, Miti. Isuba, Lusa, Chito, Mat, Miti. On number two, a bad bear arrived at the house. A bad bear arrived at the house. If we were going to use the word came, that would be Mintituk. But to say it arrived here, I know sometimes we can loosely say Allah is going to, but right now, a bear arrived at the house. Nita opuluyat chuka alatuk. Nita opuluyat chuka alatuk. On number three, 3 snakes arrived at the river. 3 snakes arrived at the river. I don't use the word reach. It does have the same understanding of ona. But here, the arrival, if we use the term arrive, then it can be either ayona or ayala. The arrival can happen here with ayala, and that's understanding where the speaker is placed. Or it can be ayona, again understanding where the speaker is placed. Sinti tuchina yabuk ayonatuk, arrived there, or Sinti tuchina yabuk ayalatuk, arrived here. So if we use the word arrived instead of reached, then it can be either way, ayona or ayala. And number 4, katos micha ofayet tamaha etiachituk. Katos micha ofayet tamaha etiachituk. Here you have a plural subject, katos micha ofi, two in that subject. So using the word etiachi, the dual form of ia, is going to be correct. Using the dual form etiachi for the subject, the dual subject, katos micha ofi micha sashki. Anki micha sashki in the subject. Ayatanaha etiachituk. Ayatanaha etiachituk. Using etiachi, the dual form of the verb ia. Okay, let's look at the next 5 then. I'm going to clear the screen. Okay, let's look at number 6. My brother didn't arrive at Bukchito. Oops, I'm writing this again in English. Okay, I usually have to go back and check my spelling. On number 6, that small rabbit is here. That small rabbit is here. Chukviloma osimat. I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. Number 6, my brother didn't arrive at Bukchito. My brother didn't arrive at Bukchito. And here, when we use the term arrive, it can be una or Allah, because in understanding Choctaw, the arrival is where the arrival happened is built into the understanding of the word. Anakvia Bukchito una Tokyo or Allah Tokyo. Here again, we rely on the placement of the speaker. Did the arrival happen here or did the arrival happen there? And it's understood through context that we don't have that in where the arrival happened with una or Allah. Bukchito is in capitals because it is a town. It's a town here in Oklahoma. Anakvia bukchito onatokyo. Anakvia bukchito alatokyo. On number 7, that small rabbit is here. That small rabbit is here. Chukfi lomosima ilapa anta. Chukfi loma osima ilapa anta. And here in the book tells us that chukfi loma is the term used for rabbit, but I've explained that in today's terminology, chukfi is used for the word rabbit, for rabbit, and chukfi is also used for sheep. It depends on who is speaking. Chukfi can be understood as sheep, or it can be understood through context, whether it's going to mean sheep or rabbit. In this case, with the use of loma, we understand it as rabbit. Chukfi loma is as rabbit. And osi, I use the term osi for small or little. If you use the term iskitini, that's not wrong. Iskitini also means small or little. Ilapa, here. Anta is going to give us the understanding that something is. And this is a form of the verb to be, is. Anta. Anta. Chukfi loma osimat ilapa anta. And on number 8, that hungry raccoon tried to eat this tasty corn. That hungry raccoon tried to eat this tasty corn. Hungry raccoon, shaweho chafo mut. That hungry raccoon, shaweho chafo mut. This tasty corn, tanchi champole pa. This tasty corn, tanchi champole pa. Tried to eat apat pisatok. Apat pisatok. So the whole sentence would be shaweho chafo mut. Tanchi champole pa apat pisatok. On number 9, my younger sister or brother tried to eat squirrel meat. My younger brother or sister tried to eat squirrel meat. So we use the term sanakfish because it's term either brother or sister, sanakfish. Sanakfish at fani nipi apat pisatok. Fani nipi for squirrel meat. Apat pisatok tried to eat. Sanakfish at fani nipi apat pisatok. On number 10, my grandfather stood there. My grandfather stood there. Grandfather, amafo yet. We're still going to use the subject marker, yet. Amafo yet, yamma, hikiyatok. We use took, in English is stood, hikiyatok. Amafo yet, yamma, hikiyatok. Do you have any questions on this part? Okay, let's go ahead and look on page Holiso Holtina Pokoli Oshta Akutachina. Holiso Holtina Pokoli Oshta Kipisa. Okay. Holiso Holtina Pokoli Oshta Tachina Kipisa. Okay. Under nouns, first word we see there is ahi. Ahi. The E is going to sound like E. Ahi. The next, ahopuni. Ahopuni. Akankushi. Akan Chaha. Ample. Ample. The first spelling is the one we're going to use. A-M-P-O is the correct spelling for ample. On the following page, we have bashpo, bashpo, bila, pissa, chulukloha, chulukloha, chukachafa, chukachafa, the next word is happy, happy. And in my pronunciation, this has an H on the end. Happy. Happy champuli. Happy champuli. Hoshpuni. Hoshpuni. This has the LH combination, the aspirated L sound. Hoshpuni. Same thing happens in the following word. Ispak. Ispak. Ishtishko. Ishtishko. Estimpa. Estimpa. Isinipi. Isinipi. Nawaya. Nawaya. Ukchi. Ukchi. Ukti. Ukti. Onoshbuta. Onoshbuta. Paska champule. Paska champule. Shukhanipi. Shukhanipi. Tanchbuta. Tanchbuta. Waknipi. Waknipi. The first word under verbs is achifa. Achifa. Atahle. This is written with the HL, but this does not have the aspirated L sound. The H and the L are sounded separately. Atahle. Ani. Ani. Basha. Basha. Bashli. Bashli. Honi. Honi. Hopuni. Hopuni. Ishko. Ishko. Paska. Paska. Under adjectives, aftaha. This is the aspirated sound again. Ashtaha. Chunna. You're going to pronounce both the ends. Chunna. Hulpuni. Hulpuni. Nia. Nia. Chiki ma. This is on page 45. Chiki ma. Himaka. Himaka. Himonasi. Himonasi. Hoponit tahali. Hoponit tahali. How was your pronunciation? How was your pronunciation? Okay, then that's a lot of times when you don't practice it, you do get to where you're not sure of the words and the sounds. Very good. E is going to sound like E. Good. Okay. And sometimes when you have a few minutes, just take out the book and kind of leaf through there and find your vocabulary list and just kind of go over the words. Pronounce those words out loud. This is going to help you with your speaking skills and your listening skills, because when you hear the word spoken to you, then you will understand what a person is saying. But if you only have it in your head, recognizing the words and having it in your head, then it's going to be a little more difficult when someone speaks it to you. But if you practice the sounds on your own, then it's a little more easier. It's a little more understandable when you hear it spoken by someone else. Okay, I want to go back over the words. There are some that I want to point out to you. The only one that I really took time out for was I want to go over why I omitted the word for turkey. I also want to go over wheat flour, sweets, cornmeal, under verbs, the word paska, meaning to bake, and under the idiom. I do want to go over those in depth and give you explanations of why I would not agree to its use, or give you a different understanding for its use. The words that are written in this book may not always be the consensus of the speakers, but there may be those who do use it. So I do want to address those words when we come back. I don't want to take the time to do it today because I may take a little more time than I have the time for today. So I will address those when we come back. And again, that is Chukkachafa, the word for turkey. Onoshbuta, Paskachampuli, Tanchbuta, Paska, and Hoponi Tahle. And again, if you have questions, then you can certainly ask them at that time when we go over these, but I do want to give explanations on for backup. Are there any questions now at this time? And I do appreciate those of you who take the time to respond to my questions. The comments that came back about the pronunciation is surprisingly okay since we've been out of class for a while. Decent, seems like long since I've practiced, so rusty. Pretty good. I finally remember the reading E as E sound. Good, very good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close class, and we will be looking at the vocabulary list again when we come back on Wednesday. So I will see you guys then. Pensa lá, Chiquinha.